to Slowpoke Racing with Mark. We are also with the Ultimate Racing League. We are in Australia at Mount Panorama in Bathurst for race 3 of the League 2 Wednesday Porsche Cup. This is, as I said already, it is race 3. It is reverse grid. For those of you who watch regular will know what that's all about, and you will also know what kind of fun that brings with it. So we will run down the grid. As I say, it is reverse, so Nath finds himself on pole. We've got the Big Mac in second, Slowpoke third, Kian is fourth, Shaggy is fifth, Stealth sixth, Firepower seventh, Ginger is eighth, Graham ninth, Brian Moncani is 10th, and Hodgie 11th, and Declan 12th. They should be the other way round, I think, because Hodgie actually won the last race. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Anyway, that's how it is. In fact, I'm going to start. We usually follow the first guy, but I know exactly what happens in this the start of this race, so we're going to watch it from the back this time. And so let's get this race underway. We've got the 3, 4, 5 lights. Let's just get these lights out. Again, another big hole. Kian gets a fantastic start. The Big Mac leads us away, and all of a sudden we've got ourselves a car park. And I really don't know where to start with that one, so I'm not even going to bother. We are going to go straight up to our leader, who is Ginger, who finds himself out in front while we wait for everybody to get sorted out. So we've got Ginger in first, we've got Firepower second, we've got Graham in third. So these are the guys that managed to miss the chaos at that first turn. Kian in fourth, Brian, Shaggy, Declan, Hodgie, the Big Mac, Stealth, Nath, and Slowpoke at the back. So Ginger, we're just got to wait for Ginger to get everybody underway. So I'm just going to skip forward a little bit until we've got everybody caught up. And it looks like we're caught up now. So as Ginger goes around Forest Elbow for the first time, this is lap 1, but we are under safety car. So everybody is caught up, so we're just waiting for Ginger to give the go. And it looks like that's exactly what he's done. And we are away and racing after yet another safety car. So it looks like Brian and Kian are the first one. Ooh, a little bit of a wobble there from Graham. What happened to Graham? It just seemed to have a wobble for no reason at all. I'm not quite sure what happened to Graham there. So we're on board with Graham. Oh, he's gone over the curb, and that's unsettled the car, and he's gone off onto the gravel. No, I don't think he took anybody with him. Although Kian did, for some reason, go off as well. No, that didn't tell me anything, did it? So let's go on board with Kian. Behind Graham. Graham, he gets himself across that curb, which sort of unsettled the car for some reason. Oh, and Kian, he tried to avoid, it must have been Firepower. Well, what's happening here? Anyway, Ginger finds himself in front. Firepower in second. Let me get the camera right, at least. Let's get something right. Brian in third, Declan fourth. So it's going to be these 4 cars then that have managed to pull away from the rest of the pack. Nath is the closest to them in 5th, but he's got Stealth right behind him. Nath on the medium tyres, Stealth will be on softs, I'm sure. So Stealth will be pushing. He's going to have to try and get by Nath quite early if he wants to try and catch up to the back of the other guys. A bit of a lock up there from Stealth. You've seen the smoke coming off those tyres. Hodgie now back onto the back of Stealth and putting him under a bit of pressure. You can already see the battle scars on the front of the cars. So the guys in the paint shop have got a lot of work to do after this race before we head off to the seaside at Dragon Trail in, I forget where it is it Croatia? I can't remember now. Always Stealth gets it wrong through there. Now let me just see to make sure there was no contact of any sort. I think it's just under braking. Unlucky for Stealth. Always Nath now decides to hit a few barriers. That's allowed Hodgie onto the back of him and through. Yes, Hodgie gets in front of Nath. Graham's gone through to 7th. Shaggy is in 8th and chasing him down, and we've got Kian in 9th. Oh, a bit of a scrape with the barrier there for Kian. Slowpoke in 10th and Stealth in 11th. And then we've got the Big Mac down in 12th, so the Big Mac's obviously had a moment there to find himself back in 12th. So back up to our leader now is Brian. So it's been all let me just see if we can find where that happened. It was on the Conrad Straight, wasn't it? Although Brian seems a long way back to be making a move on Ginger. So did something happen to Ginger? Yes, he did. He couldn't get the car slowed down enough. Decided to do a bit of grass cutting, and that's allowed Brian and Declan through. And Firepower. So Firepower now goes up into 3rd. Ginger down in 4th. As Brian and Declan try and open up a big slide from Brian, but manages to keep hold of it. So great driving from Brian. Unfortunately, that's going to allow Declan to get closer. He just wants to get in the draft, doesn't he, Declan? He's not going to get close enough to get it done before turn 2. So he's going to have to follow Brian through the mountains now. Unless, of course, Brian makes a mistake, which is he's not been doing all day. As I say that, he's gets himself sideways. So we've got Brian and Declan fighting for 1 and 2, and then we've got Firepower and Ginger fighting it out for that 3rd podium spot. At the minute, Firepower just keeping himself in front. Then we seem to have quite a gap then back to Hodgie. He's on his own at the minute in 5th. Graham in 6th, closely followed by Shaggy. Then we've got Kian in 8th. He's got Nathan not far behind. Then we've got the Big Mac, Stealth, and then Slowpoke. So Declan is definitely in the draft of Brian. Is he going to get close enough to make a move? He pulls to the right. Brian trying to defend the inside line and does a good job of it. Declan has to slot in behind him again. So these two having a proper fight. Declan's not going to let Brian have it so easy this time round, is he? So let's go on board with Declan. as he tries to chase Brian. We're onto the mountain straight, up the hill. Got the DRS wide open. Into Griffin's Bend, turn 2. Nobody, well, you can just about see Ginger come round the corner. Brian being a bit more cautious through that turn this time. Yeah, under no pressure at all, these two, are they? They're out in front on their own. Let's just drop back and see how Ginger and Firepower roll. Ginger's managed to get by Firepower. Excuse me. In fact, let's just go back and see if we can find when that happened. Oh, that was a long wait. So Ginger now finding himself in third, and it's Firepower chasing him down. So these two in 3 and 4th. Hodgie still in 5th. Graham in 6th. Shaggy in 7th. So everybody quite spread out now. Oh no, the battle seems to be at the back here between Nath, the Big Mac and Stealth. As we go through McPhillamy Park onto the S's, through Skyline onto the S's, down the Big Dipper, as they start their descent out of the mountain. Oh, Nath going a little bit sideways. As we come down the hill to, oh, Nath, round Forest Elbow, Nath just has to slam the brakes on. That's allowed the Big Mac through. Oh, the Big Mac's let him go through. So maybe the Big Mac thought that he had a bit of a touch on Nath then. Stealth now in 10th and the Big Mac in 11th. So maybe the Big Mac thought he caused Nath a bit of trouble there. As Nath goes off on the grass, and the Big Mac has took a bit of pity on him and decided to join him. So neither the Big Mac nor Nath having a great time of it on this track, as Nath, oh, I don't know what happened there. I think that may have been a bit of lag, to be honest. So Stealth now allowed to pull away from these guys, but he's got a lot to do to catch up with Kian. So Shaggy in 7th, then Graham, Hodgie, Brian, Firepower back up into 3rd. No, what's happened now then, lads? What's happened there? Because there's been... I don't know if we've gone back too far or what, but Declan is in 2nd. Brian's in 3rd. Where's Brian gone? Oh, he's lost. He did the same as Graham did. He got his wheels on that curb at the chase, just headed into the chase, and that's pushed him all the way down. So Declan, that's when Declan took over the lead. Ginger was in 2nd, and then Firepower moves up into 3rd. So Brian gone from leading this race down to 4th, and has got Hodgie now bearing down on him. We've got about 5 minutes of this race left. As Hodgie desperately tries to get into the draft of Brian. So it's all changing. There's that much to see going on in this race as Declan goes up into the mountains on his own at the minute. Ginger in second. He's got firepower, getting closer. It's very twitchy out there. I must say, I'm not sure if it's the cars or the lag. As Ginger gets a little bit of a slide going on there, but manages to keep going in a straight line. This is where it starts getting tough, trying to find your braking points, keep the car in a straight line. Firepower really putting the pressure on Ginger, trying to force a mistake from him. Now his foot firmly on the noisy pedal down the hill of Conrad Straight. I don't think Firepower's quite close enough. Then we've got Brian in fourth. You can see the gap then back to Graham and Hodgie. Graham in fifth. Oh, just catching that curb. You don't want to do that too many times, Graham. Shaggy in seventh. You can see on every single car there's paint missing where the guys have hit the barriers, and I'm all going to be up in that mountain section. Stealth in ninth, Big Mac 10th, Nate 11th, Slowpoke 12th. Back up to our race leader and looking very comfortable now is Declan. He has got quite a decent gap. We're just waiting for Ginger to come around the corner and there's no sign of him. But there he is. Currently in second. But he's now got Brian all over him. Firepower's not that far behind. Currently sitting in fourth. Hodgie in fifth. Then we've got Graham and Shaggy in sixth and seventh. We've got just over 3 minutes of this 15-minute race left. Now if Shaggy can be able to make a move on Graham, you're not going to do it there, Shaggy, but if he can stay close to him, get a good exit out of Forest Elbow, then Shaggy might be able to get the run on Graham. He is on the soft tyres, but then again so is Graham, so this could be interesting now. Can Shaggy get close enough? You know, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Not this lap anyway. No, he's not. Oh, that's Brian gone off. Now, Brian, what have you done? And he's just, well, I'm still not sure what's happened there. Let's go on board with Brian then. Chasing Ginger. He's under no pressure. There's nothing happening behind him. Now, I don't think he caught this the curb on the right. Oh, I think it's just a twitch of the steering wheel and it's unbalanced the car and took him off. And that, unfortunately for... Oh, he's joined by Shaggy as well. It just seems like as one goes off, they all go off. But Shaggy's got back onto the tarmac quicker than Brian. So, oh no, Shaggy has given the space back. So Shaggy went off, got back on, then Brian got on. Not sure what happened. It seems like Shaggy just slowed down to let Brian through, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. So back up to our leader, all on his own, is Declan, totally unaware of what's happening behind him. Although Shaggy now with the fastest lap, a 2:05.3. Ginger in second. Relax a little bit. There is a bit of a gap. What? 3 seconds or so. So he's got about a 3-second gap over Firepower. Although if he keeps catching that wall, it's not going to stay 3 seconds. It's not. Firepower's already catching him up rapidly, isn't he? So we are now just coming up to the 15-minute mark. So it may well be Nath with damage to the front and side. Nathan's going to finish first in 11th. It's not been a great night for Nath. I'm sure he'll be glad to see the back of Australia. So he finishes in 11th. Slowpoke is going to finish in 12th. So let's go back up to our leader, Declan. Then Ginger. I'm just having a look to see if there's a bit of a battle going on as Hodgie tries to catch up with Firepower. Firepower desperate to hold on to that third podium spot. I'm just going to see. No. I thought Declan was there. Oh, and what's happened in front of Firepower? It's Ginger, so Ginger's at a moment, so we'll go back. So Declan crosses the line to take the win. We're going to go back to Ginger, so he's coming down Conrad Straight, heading towards the chase. He's under no pressure whatsoever. The battle seems to be for third between Firepower and Hodgie. There's Ginger, and I missed it again, didn't I? So as I say, he's under no pressure whatsoever. Now, did he get his wheels on the grass or did he cut the air? He's caught that curb, and that curb seems to have upset quite a few people tonight. He's managed to slow the car down and stay on the tarmac and get moving again before Firepower could take advantage. Although he is right on the back of him now, is Firepower. And it is going to be a race to the finish. So Ginger, he's going to get second, and Hodgie has just managed to take that away from Firepower. And let's go back and see what's happened to Firepower here, because he was on third. We took the final corner. He's got his foot down. Has he just got his gearing wrong? But Hodgie third, Firepower fourth, Graham fifth. Brian is going to come home in sixth. Shaggy is going to come home in seventh. Every single one of the cars looks battered and beaten. As Kean comes across the line in eighth. Stealth is going to take ninth. The Big Mac 10th. So that was race 3 of a very eventful day in Australia at Mount Panorama. We will be back next week at Dragon Trail, the seaside, so hopefully you can join us for that. We should be back to normal with the new look introduction with the league tables, etc, etc, etc. So thanks for joining me, and we'll hope we'll catch up with you shortly.